So today I'm going to show you one of my favorite and the easiest recipes I've ever done. We got Easter coming up tomorrow. So today I'm going to smoke a ham. It's going to be my double smoked glazed ham. And ham by nature itself has already been smoked, but there's something about smoking a ham and then putting a nice sweet and spicy glaze over it that brings out all the flavor. So I'm going to show you how I got this set up. All I'm going to do is I got the old Weber Kettle grill, nothing fancy, and I'm only going to use a little bit of charcoal on one side. You can see I got some apple wood infused in there, just kind of sprinkle it around. If you have chunks of apple wood, you can do it. You can do cherry or any kind of fruit wood, even some hickory, but I think that's kind of a little bit too strong. I got this little tumbleweed right here. It's going to help get this fire started. I want to put this down on one side and just go ahead and light it. Of course, if I go ahead and get to work, that right there is going to start the charcoal, and it's going to start burning slowly all the way along here, because I only want to keep this at about 250 degrees. I don't want it getting too hot. So it's going to slowly snake its way along here. If you have a longer smoke like brisket or ribs, you can make one all the way around. But this is just going to be about 250, 275, and it's only going to take a couple hours. So we're going to let this go ahead and get up the temperature, and then we're going to come back. What I'm using here today is Kingsford Professional Charcoal, and I got some applewood chips right here. This is so easy, and you'll make this ham and your relatives and family will think it's just the best thing ever. So stay tuned. We're going to come back and put the ham on the grill. So we're back, and we have the charcoal going nice and good. As you can see right here, I just lit one side of this, so I got about probably a third of it going. It'll just continue to spread over there, and as the charcoal spreads, it'll start smoking these apple chips. The setup I have is I'm going to do an indirect setup, have the heat over here, and I'm going to have the ham right above this. So let's show you kind of how we set this up. Go ahead and throw this back on here. Got my grate on the grill, and I have here about a 10-pound spiral cut ham. Just a nice, easy ham. I got it from Hy-Vee, right? You can get it from Walmart, from Costco, wherever you want. And the cheaper the better. Just get a regular old ham. It's already been smoked. It's spiral cut. And I'm gonna go ahead and set it on here above the grate so it catches any of the juices. And I'm gonna let this sit here, check on it for once in a while, right? I'm gonna go ahead and close it up. And I'm gonna monitor the vents. I wanna keep this between 250 and like 275. You're not really looking to cook the ham, obviously. You just want a little bit of heat so the smoke infuses in there. And it's gonna give it a nice slow roll of smoke, applewood smoke on it, and it's gonna be delicious. So let's check back in just a little while to see how it. We're back, and the smoke's been rolling the ham for about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and make the glaze here that I'm gonna put on top of this ham, and it's really simple. I'm gonna use apple jelly, and I found this at the store, some Cran-Peño. It's kind of a preserve we're gonna put on there. It's got a little bit of spiciness to it, a little bit of tang. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna take about pretty much all this small little jar of apple jelly, right? We're gonna put it in the pan here, get all that in there. And then we're gonna go ahead and put pretty much all this Cran-Peño in there. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Just grab any sort of kind of spicy jelly. You can a lot of jellies that go over cream cheese and stuff like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and put that in here, put all of that in here into the pan. All right, got pretty much all that. And I'm gonna just turn this on, and I'm gonna put it on just low, medium, low. And we're gonna heat this up till it turns into a nice little mixture here. And it's gonna form like a little bit of a jelly. It's gonna get a little liquidy. And we're gonna come back here in just a minute, and then I'll show you how I brush it on the ham and then put it back on the grill and let it glaze up. All right, now we're back. We have the jelly. It's turned into a nice liquid here, nice and loose here. The apple jelly and the Cran-Peño preserve, whatever it is on there. We're gonna go and pull it off the stove here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start glazing this ham. Now look how beautiful this ham came. I pulled it off the grill here. It's a lot easier to do if you pull it off and do it a little bit separately. If you do it over the grill, you might create a mess and things like that. So I'm just gonna put this all over in here, and I'm gonna go and just be able to try to get it into the grooves as much as possible. Don't be afraid to kind of get down in there, you know, just kind of push it in there, and all that juice is gonna go in there. It's gonna create a ton of flavor. This is gonna have a little bit of kick to it and a little bit of sweet. It's gonna just make it awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and glaze this up, and we'll be back in just a minute. I'm gonna put it back on the grill. I'm gonna show you what it looks like when we put it back on the grill. So we'll see you back here in just a minute. to put this glazed ham back on the grill. All right, we're back. As you can see, I got glaze all over this beautifully smoked ham, and you see the little chunks of jalapeno on there, the chunks of fruit on there. It's just beautiful, beautiful looking piece of meat here. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it back on the grill, and I'm gonna let it go for maybe a half hour. I'm gonna close it up, and I'm gonna open up the vents all the way because I don't mind this getting a little bit hot, because I want that glaze to set up on that ham to get like a little bit of a coating. It'll start getting tacky. So I'm gonna watch this for probably about 30 minutes. And when I come back, I'm gonna show you what it looks like after the glaze has set in there. And it's gonna make a beautiful ham, and it'll be finished off and ready. All right, so I went ahead and pulled this off the grill, and this thing looks amazing. Look at this glaze that's set up on there. It's nice and sticky. Got a little sweetness to it, got a little kick to it. This is such an easy recipe. I put it on the grill for about 2 hours, a little bit more, smoked it with some apple wood. Then I put this Cran-Peño glaze on there, and it just is gonna add a ton of flavor. And the best thing about this, I'm not gonna eat this till tomorrow. I'm gonna put it in the fridge, I'm gonna throw it back in the roaster, bring it back up to temperature, and these flavors will get better tomorrow. The flavors will marry, the smoke will come out, the glaze will set in, and it's gonna be amazing. I did save the juice from underneath it because tomorrow I'm gonna pour over it a little bit, make sure I keep that moisture on it. But this is just such an easy recipe. So wherever you're finding this, I'm gonna include the recipe so you can follow it step by step. And if you do like this, we do ask you to subscribe to our channel on YouTube and share, like, comment, anything you could do to help pass this recipe along. We sure would appreciate it. So double smoked Cran-Peño glazed ham. We're gonna eat it tomorrow for Easter. I cannot wait to eat this ham.